Big Blue. Stop right now. MetLife Stadium just exploded with breaking news. $40 million spent on a game-changing target, a double-digit nightmare exposed on national television, and a 400-yard rookie officially cleared for contact. Insiders confirmed the medical clearance this morning, and here is your first concrete payoff. That $40 million contract belongs to superstar tight end Isaiah Likely, brought in to transform this entire offense. If New York stands tall, the Dallas Cowboys fall. Subscribe right now and raise the skyline in the comments below. We start with a tight end room under total siege at training camp in West Virginia. Stay locked, because there is a double cliffhanger waiting for you at the end. The medical staff walked into the executive front office at the Greenbrier with a clipboard, a single signature, and a green light that completely flipped the script for the start of training camp in West Virginia. Who was the man standing right on the razor edge of the roster? Thomas Fidone II. The second-year tight end officially passed his physical on Tuesday, removing him from the physically unable to perform list and thrusting him directly into the tightest position battle in the entire NFC East. After a brutal rookie campaign where a late-season foot injury limited him to just 7 games, a single tackle, and 0 catches before finishing the year on injured reserve, Fidone entered this summer facing impossible odds. He underwent a second minor cleanup surgery on his foot in June, was placed on PUP in July, and watched general manager Joe Schoen aggressively overhaul the entire tight end room from top to bottom. Schoen signed former Baltimore playmaker Isaiah Likely to a massive 3-year, $40 million contract, re-signed veteran blocking specialist Chris Manhertz, added Tanner Conner, and brought in undrafted free agent Tyler Moore right on the eve of camp. That creates a crowded room of 6 tight ends fighting for snaps alongside Theo Johnson, who is entering his 3rd season following a major sophomore breakout. On paper, the math is brutally stacked against a former 7th-round pick trying to survive final cuts. But Fidone is wired differently than most players in this league. This is the exact same guy who taught himself how to tattoo during the pandemic, using his own body as his personal testing canvas. That level of mental grit is precisely what he needs right now. With Likely and Johnson expected to command the majority of receiving targets and Manhertz locking down inline blocking, Fidone's only clear path to survival is becoming a relentless 4th option who destroys opponents on special teams. Rumors coming out of early positional meetings suggest that head coach John Harbaugh loves underdogs who bring relentless special teams intensity to every single drill. Insider Ian Rappaport noted that Fidone's return to full movement gives the coaching staff a unique athlete who can play multiple alignment roles in heavy personnel packages. But with only 3 or 4 tight end spots available on the active 53-man roster, every single practice rep in West Virginia becomes a do-or-die situation. Fidone has to prove that his foot is fully healed and that his athletic upside outweighs keeping a safer veteran on the bench. He defied expectations just to make the team as a 7th-rounder last year, and now he has to do it all over again under a brand new coaching regime that demands perfection. What makes Fidone's battle even more intense is how the modern NFL treats tight end depth. Teams no longer carry extra bodies just to fill out a bench. Every single player beyond the top 2 options must contribute on kickoffs, punt coverage, and goal line packages. Fidone showed glimpses of that raw, fiery attitude during his rookie year when he recorded his first career special teams tackle against divisional rivals, proving he isn't afraid to hit. But converting raw effort into a guaranteed contract takes consistency under pressure. During non-contact drills this week, scouts noted how fluidly he moved out of his breaks, showing 0 lingering limp or stiffness from the off-season procedure. That physical recovery is step 1, but proving he can block against massive edge rushers on 3rd and short will be the ultimate test when the pads go on. With 6 tight ends currently taking reps, the front office is watching how the bottom half of the depth chart performs during early team scrimmages. Every dropped pass or missed assignment could mean an immediate ticket to the waiver wire. Fidone's unique story, from a highly touted recruit plagued by injuries in college to an NFL survivor, has made him a fan favorite among Big Blue faithful who appreciate raw determination. However, emotional stories don't win roster spots in John Harbaugh's system. If he wants to wear blue against Dallas in September, Fidone must make himself irreplaceable on every single snap. Can a guy who gave himself tattoos fight his way off the roster bubble and earn a permanent spot on this offense? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments right now. If you believe Big Blue is finally building a physically dominant culture, smash that like button and show Cowboys fans what real toughness looks like. But while Fidone fights for his professional life on special teams, General Manager Joe Schoen just publicly addressed a sickening curse that destroyed an entire football season. The dark shadow hanging over East Rutherford this summer isn't about raw athletic talent or playbook design. It's about a complete and embarrassing mental collapse whenever the 4th quarter clock starts ticking. Look at the brutal reality of last season's game logs. Every single fourth-quarter lead the Giants squandered in 2025 was a double-digit lead, tying an all-time NFL single-season record for late-game meltdowns. Think about how insane that statistic is. If this team simply knew how to close out games they were already winning, they would have finished with a 9-8 record and a playoff berth instead of a soul-crushing 4-13 disaster. That nauseating pattern is the exact reason General Manager Joe Schoen made the boldest executive decision of his entire career by hiring championship head coach John Harbaugh. The name echoing through the executive hallway right now: John Harbaugh. Speaking to reporters before the first official practice of training camp, Schoen couldn't hide his disgust when reflecting on those late-game disasters. He openly vented his frustration, repeatedly asking how this team will react when down 7, when up 14, or when holding a double-digit lead in the final quarter. Under the previous coaching staff, accountability was virtually non-existent. Players routinely showed up late to team meetings, slept through film sessions, and played without an ounce of urgency while still keeping their starting jobs week after week. Harbaugh changes all of that overnight. When asked during mandatory minicamp about how grueling his training camp would be on a scale where Vince Lombardi is a 10, Harbaugh rated his camp an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10 intensity camp from a modern Super Bowl winner is the exact shock to the system this soft roster desperately required. Insiders report that Harbaugh has already instituted strict disciplinary protocols, meaning any lack of detail or late arrival will result in immediate benching. Blowing double-digit fourth-quarter leads is no longer tolerated in East Rutherford. The front office made it clear that if players cannot handle the intense physical and mental conditioning required to finish 4 full quarters of football, they won't be on the plane for Week 1. Understanding the psychological damage of those 2025 meltdowns explains why Schoen was willing to drastically shake up the franchise hierarchy. Fans remember the agonizing feeling of watching double-digit leads against division opponents vanish in the final 6 minutes due to simple miscommunications, blown coverages, and a complete lack of physical conditioning late in games. When players realize that missing a single assignment in practice leads to running extra sprints or losing first-team reps, the habit of coasting with a lead disappears. Harbaugh's proven track record of constructing tough, resilient rosters in Baltimore is built on the exact principle that games are won in the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Schoen's emotional press conference wasn't just media talk. It was a line drawn in the sand for every veteran in the locker room. The general manager gave Harbaugh absolute authority to clean house if necessary, making it clear that past high draft status or big contract extensions mean nothing if a player chokes under pressure. The early practice schedules in West Virginia reflect this brutal mindset, featuring longer periods of full-tempo situational work at the end of hot afternoon sessions specifically designed to simulate fourth-quarter fatigue. If the players survive this camp, the days of throwing away easy wins are officially over. Is an 8 out of 10 camp intensity enough to cure this team of choking fourth-quarter leads forever? Comment your final win-loss record prediction for the 2026 season right below. If you're ready for Big Blue to restore order in the NFC East, smash the like button and let Eagles fans know the free rides in New York are officially over. But fixing the team's mental toughness is only half the battle, because the star running back just received full medical clearance after an off-season stunt sent panic through the front office. A viral backflip video at a fan convention had the entire front office holding its collective breath. But the actual medical update coming out of training camp is pure electric energy for this offense. The downhill hammer in the backfield for 2026? SKATTEBO. General Manager Joe Schoen officially announced that the second-year running back is fully cleared and good to go for the first practice of training camp after successfully rehabilitating the severe lower leg injury that cut his rookie season short. In his limited rookie action, the former Arizona State standout proved he was a legitimate NFL weapon, racking up 101 carries for 410 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns, while adding 24 receptions for 207 yards and 2 additional scores through the air. Schoen addressed the July 18th backflip incident at Fanatics Fest with a slight smirk, telling reporters that while the team was relieved Scatabo escaped unharmed, they would certainly prefer he avoid circus acrobatics moving forward. Under John Harbaugh's new offensive philosophy, Scatabo is projected to be the physical blue-collar centerpiece of the rushing attack alongside emerging second-year quarterback Jackson Dart and superstar receiver Malik Nabers. Scatabo's violent running style between the tackles combined with his soft hands out of the backfield gives the Giants the exact offensive balance needed to sustain long drives and protect late leads. Insiders confirm that Scatabo spent months in intense physical rehabilitation to rebuild strength in his leg, earning massive praise from coaches and teammates for his relentless work ethic. With the season opener against the Dallas Cowboys scheduled for September 13 at MetLife Stadium, all eyes will be on how Scatabo responds to full-contact padded practices in West Virginia. Having a healthy, angry running back behind Jackson Dart completely changes how defensive coordinators have to game plan against Big Blue. If Scatabo can establish the run early, it opens up massive play-action opportunities downfield for Neighbors and Likely. The importance of Scatabo's return goes far beyond basic stat sheets. During his rookie campaign, his relentless punish-the-tackler mentality infused the entire offense with a mean streak that was desperately missing in previous years. When a running back lowers his shoulders and drives defenders backward for 3 extra yards on 3rd and 2, it sets a physical tone for the entire offensive line. Offensive coordinator Matt Nagy's revised ground scheme relies heavily on downhill power runs that force safety help into the box, creating one-on-one matchups on the outside for elite speed options. Doctors and trainers work tirelessly with Scatabo throughout the spring, focusing on ankle stability, power generation, and cutting agility to ensure he returned without losing his explosive burst. Seeing him step onto the field fully cleared removes a massive question mark heading into camp scrimmages. While backup options like Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary provide valuable depth, Scatabo possesses that rare, unhinged, competitive energy that demoralizes opposing defenses over 4 quarters of football. If he stays healthy, New York's offense will be one of the most physical units in the entire conference. Will Cam Scatabo break the 800-yard rushing mark under John Harbaugh this season? Drop your exact yardage projections in the comments section right now. 3 major stories, 1 definitive direction for the New York Giants. Thomas Fidone beats the PUP list to re-enter a hyper-competitive tight end room. Joe Schoen hires John Harbaugh to ruthlessly kill the 4th quarter choke culture. And Cam Scatabo gets the ultimate medical clearance to lead a bone-crushing ground attack. Big Blue is no longer making excuses, no longer accepting soft play, and actively building a physical bully in the NFC East. Harbaugh's 8 out of 10 training camp will separate the real competitors from the roster bubble before Week 1 arrives. If Scatabo stays healthy and the defense closes out games, New York turns the entire division upside down. Here is what I need from Big Blue Nation right now. 1. Smash that like button if you believe John Harbaugh changes this franchise's winning culture from day 1. 2. Leave a comment with your exact prediction for Cam Scatabo's total touchdowns in 2026. 3. Subscribe immediately because every new subscriber makes Eagles and Cowboys fans sweat. Listen closely because the off-season drama is far from over. While Scatabo gets full contact clearance, whispers are leaking from camp that Jackson Dart is commanding first-team reps with unbelievable precision, setting up an explosive dynamic before the first preseason game. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Eagles just cleared cap space to target a top-tier pass rusher that the Giants' front office was secretly monitoring. Which division rival makes the next move? Hit subscribe, stay locked, and let's raise the skyline together.